So what are three things that you might want to know in order to be visible? Specifically today on video, I'm answering this question. I've been asked this a fair bit over the past 6 months or so, on and off by different people. And as we come into the next round of Confidence on Camera, which I think starts about the 9th of September, I am excited to work with the next group of people, and I'm so grateful. It's a lovely little juicy group of people, but I'm really grateful to be working with them to help them build their muscle on that. Okay, so what are three things that are important to know? So three things, and I would say these are like the core foundations, the underpinnings, the things that I've found have people show up confidently with credibility and not worry too much about their background, how their hair looks, whether they've got makeup on, whether they look the part, whether they look quote unquote professional. And here's the thing. So the first thing is, I know that after doing thousands of these videos that I feel quite confident now to rock up in any way, shape or form, but not everybody has that. So these three things are what has a person be able to create a video like this with a phone, my mouth, and this time not my arm, but a stand. These are the three things to think about. So first of all, this is not one of the three, but first of all, think about, why are you doing this video? What is it that you want to share or do? What do you want this video to do? And I just really want to get people rethinking again. So let me explain why. Why? Because we've gone through, in this hemisphere, the summer holidays. There are many people that are getting ready to go back to school, to college, to university, to work. Or it's been one of those times where a lot of your colleagues or peers have been on holiday. So it's not that you haven't been doing anything, but it becomes a time to rev it up. For me, the reason why I love the approach to September is it reminds me of the back to school energy. The fresh new exercise book, the clean pages which haven't been written on yet. And in some ways, the hopes and dreams of what's to come, in that time. It could be in that term time, in that month, in that week, in that year. But I also recognise that some people don't have that. So here's the thing, the three things. So thing number one, when you show up on camera, how you look, how you sound, what you do should always be attributed to you. But the first thing to think about is, who is this video actually for? Who am I speaking to? So when you just take a couple of moments to think about, well, who am I speaking to? Are you the MD, the managing director, or the CEO of a company, or a founder of a company that needs to deliver a message to the organisation, for example? So if that's you, like, who are you speaking to? It's important to know that, so that the tone's right. Now, on the kind of other side of the coin, you've got your founders, your business owners, your speakers, your consultants. If you think, or take a moment to think about, who am I speaking to, it actually flavours how you show up. And I don't mean pretending to be one thing that you're not. I mean, I am doing this in a t-shirt dress. It's hot here in the UK. I have committed to doing 365 days of consecutive videos or lives. I actually missed one day, too much going on, but I missed one day. And this is now day 93. So in order to speak to you, it is not going to be a deal breaker if I show up like this. However, if this was a pitch video to one of my, financial services companies, let's say one of the big fours, or somebody like that, I would, depending on who that company is, I would show up in a different way. So if I was pitching to somebody at Google, I know that they've got a certain dress code. If I was pitching to somebody at KPMG, I likely wouldn't wear this. If I am like speaking or conveying something to business owners, they're not going to judge me too harshly in wearing a t-shirt dress like this. So know who you're speaking to. Now, the second thing that most people forget, and sometimes people don't actually realise, is you can build a really strong connection on camera. Now, this becomes important because whether it's video, whether it's for social media, whether it's through your website, whether it's through the company portal, even if you're on a Teams meeting, it might be that you work remotely and the rest of your team is dotted around the UK or even around the world. You can still create fabulous connection. And this is a part of what I like to share in Confidence on Camera in a really fun way. So many people that come to Confidence on Camera are already confident, but they tell me that they want the confidence to do something. So there's some little tweaks that we play with. And don't get me wrong, there are some people that come along, they're absolutely terrified, petrified, don't ever want to do video. Some of them choose to work in that group setting, some of them choose to work with me privately. But what I love is they very quickly move past and through that fear and they start to show up on camera. So whether you are conducting an appraisal remotely through Teams, whether you are brainstorming for a meeting, whether you are starting to put a project together and you're doing that, it doesn't matter whether you are selling something, promoting something, reading from your latest book, or taking people for a peek behind the scenes. I've just seen the most incredible video from someone that I know, which was a sneaky peek behind the scenes at the Paralympics. You know, there are so many ways in this day and age you can use video. Yet so many people tell me they're worried that they're going to be told that they have to dance, point, look awkward, look a certain way, be a certain way, be somebody that they're not. And that's simply not true. And then the third thing is, it is perfectly possible to have engagement. Now, this is an interesting one because for the entrepreneurial community, you know, the speakers, the consultants, the coaches, quite often, they often see other people on camera, on video, doing some amazing things. And they think, that's brilliant. I'm going to emulate them. I'm going to do that. When really, when you think about what I've just said, the people that you're speaking to or the person that you're speaking to, when you think about creating an actual connection, the engagement part, click on the link, call to action, you know, comment below, isn't engagement. It's essentially telling people to do something that benefits you. True engagement is something that maybe sparks curiosity, sparks an interest. Has you put down the mantle and often the heavy load of, I have to be this professional, responsible person that has people do things on my command that makes an impact. And it allows you to show up as you and share your professional life, warts and all. That's what people are going to engage with because, you know, they can engage with you. First thing this morning, I had a conversation with somebody and we were talking about grief and the very many different guises it can take, how it can affect our identities, who we think we are, and all of those sorts of things in between. And, you know, they said something quite profound and it seemed like such a throwaway comment that engaged me. And I couldn't help but say, you know what? When people hear you talk about this thing, share this thing, write about this thing, it will truly tug at their heartstrings, but actually be really highly beneficial to them and engaging to them because it's the real you. So forget the facade, forget the perfection, forget having to be that expert that's positioning themselves, and remember to think about who you're speaking to. Look at ways that you can form genuine connections. Even online, you can form the best connections. I've spoken to like hundreds of people online, sometimes thousands of people online, and they still go away with the same excitement about being visible. They still go away feeling pumped, feeling hyped, and feeling informed for what's next for them. Just because you're on camera doesn't mean, or on video, doesn't mean that you have to lose any of that. So that's my thing for today. We're on day 93. I've miscounted somewhere along the way, but we are on day 93. So thank you so much for those of you who watch, who comment, who share, who like. You will be watching this either on my LinkedIn profile, Jenny Kovacs, on YouTube. You'll find me there again, Jenny Kovacs, just put in @Jenny Kovacs, and please subscribe while you're there, or even on my Facebook page, which is Jenny Kovacs, the Queen of Being Seen. Find me by typing into Facebook @Visibility Vibe, but without the S. That's it. Bye for now, and thank you.